Hey everyone, Alan Walker here. I want to talk a little bit today about why now is the time for voice AI. What actually brought us here? A lot of people feel like AI came out of nowhere, but the truth is it's been coming for quite some time. So let's just look at a timeline of what's been happening since 2010. Many of us remember that Apple came out, really Apple was the first, came out with Siri in 2011. Now, if you remember, like I do, that Siri was in beta for multiple years. It really was not great when it first started out, right? It took time to build the models, to collect enough data, to understand what was going on. Then in 2012, Google came out with their own voice assistant. And then in 2014, Microsoft came out with their own voice assistant. Now, all of those took time to actually build. And you'll notice that Google achieved parity with humans in 2017. So it had been out for 5 years before it actually got to a place where it was having the same quality conversations with other people that humans were, right? Now, all of that was huge investments by technology companies, putting millions and millions and millions of dollars into figuring out how to make voice AI a thing, right? And that included everything from like speech recognition to the natural language processing. Everything was like being worked on at the time. Now, fast forward from 2017 all the way to 2022. ChatGPT came out. Now, it's kind of hard to realize that ChatGPT just came out in November of 2022 because it feels like it's been around forever, right? It feels like it's taken over the world completely. Well, the thing is that ChatGPT actually made public the ability to have a conversation brain in your AI, right? That's why so much of us has been using it for things like generating blog content or emails or all these things because it can come up with words that sound pretty human, and we've been using it for that reason. So when you combine the two things, all of the stuff that's been happening for the last, 14 years in voice and the fact that ChatGPT is now our central brain for it. And you couple that with 35% of households own a smart speaker, right? So I own an Amazon Alexa, plus I have Siri. I mean, we all have these now devices that are hearing what we're saying and interpreting it, right? And then 51%, according to Adobe, 51% of consumers are using voice assistants to research products, right? So I've definitely done that, right? Like tell me the top five, like, vacuum cleaners for pet hair. So we are all getting really comfortable and familiar with the technology, and because of that, we're actually having some kind of there's a convergence happening, right? Speech recognition has advanced, natural language processing is advanced, and then there's also this whole voice assistant ecosystem. So everybody's been getting prepared for this to be used at a business level. It's just that previously this could only be used by big tech companies because they had to invest so much money into it. Now we've gotten to a place where it's becoming more available to the public. Now, one of the things that I always like to share with people is this diffusion of innovation curve. So this was E.M. Rogers came out with this a while ago, but really what he was trying to identify is all technology or all innovation goes through these similar phases, right? And the percentage at the bottom of the screen is the percentage of the population that's actually using it. So for 2010 until like 2022, I would say, we were in this innovators phase because very few people knew how to do it. Very few people knew what to use it for. Most of them worked for really big companies. We're now into this early adopters phase. And that is where people like myself, like you, a lot of us in real estate are learning to use this technology in order to drive business for us, right? And that may last a year, that may last 2 years. Things happen so much faster than they used to, thanks to the internet. When the internet first came out, and this is something, I guess I'm old enough to know this, but when the internet first came out, people thought the internet was just email and like community boards. That's it. That's what the whole internet was. So, and to see where it's come now, so many years later, it was unfathomable, right? Because unfathomable. That's a hard word to say. And that was because like none of us had a frame of reference for it. So the voice AI is still at that beginning stage where more people are using it. It's becoming more readily available for businesses. And the people that take advantage of voice AI now are going to be able to scale their businesses services infinitely because with voice AI, you can have people calling into your company and answered by voice AI. You can have AI calling your customers. You can have AI calling leads. You can have AI giving information about dispositions, for example, if you're a wholesaler, or about like investor relations. If you are a wholesaler and you want somebody to call a number and actually get qualified as an investor and get all the information, all of that is now possible with voice AI. So stay tuned. I'm super pumped about this technology. I've got some great things coming out on the horizon, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks.